Hey, don't take it from me, man. Listen to Slick Rick himself. Here we go. And by the way,
here we go.
Good evening to y'all. Good evening, Creative Tony. Great to see all of our friends lining up in the comments line. Just to address a couple of comments real quick, Tony, before we dive into the matters at hand tonight on our night flight. Nick DiFrancesco, bro, love your name. Love that you're Paisan. DiFrancesco.
Yes.
Oh, he said a moment ago, he goes, guys, thanks for doing this night flight. It's the only show I can catch live. It's funny you say that, man. That's kind of what's up, Rags. Good to see you at 11 p.m. Eastern time. I know you're always here. You're here for your bedtime story. Or actually, if it was Slick Rick talking, you'd be here for your children's story. But that's a whole
Uncle
other
Ricky, can you tell us a bedtime story, please? How, please?
Not bad. That's not a bad vocal from Creative Tony. I might bring you to Sweetwater with me Friday night for some vocals. But no, Nick, that's why we're doing this night show. It feels like a lot of people are digging this time slot. So we're going to keep this going. Nick, this is for you and everybody else. There was somebody else who asked for serving booze on this flight. And the answer to that question is, yeah, pretty much like whatever you want. I mean, you're looking at what are the rules of the show, Tony? If you could go
we'll stand by, Paul. I mean,
let Craterface tell the listeners.
Well, Craterface can tell all of us quickly, and Tom Tolbert would agree because he's going to be drinking beer on his Friday shows.
Yeah.
But if we want to just say here, Paul,
the rules are there ain't no rules.
Dude, once again, Craterface has spoken, okay, from the
Guess what?
From the raceways of I guess Los Angeles somewhere where Grease was filmed. All right, so a couple things tonight real quick. We got a special guest coming up at 8:30 tonight. He's a good friend of mine. He's a great guitar player here in Marin County. You guys played all over the world. He's played with Carlos Santana, BB King, Sting. Ever heard of those guys? Yeah, exactly. He's played with the big boys. His name is Jimmy
Springsteen, John Lee Hooker, dude, Clarence Clemens. I'm so pumped for this, dude. I'm very excited for this.
Patty, you enjoy that one. Give Patty's a super. Get her ass up there, man.
Dude. Already,
hey,
Patty. God, you're on fire. Thank you, Patty.
Cheers,
Let's go.
Patty. I forgot to pack my adult beverage tonight, but I do have a glass of water.
You know what? I think we're going to pause later on in the program for you to grab one and for me to grab one because I'm going to have one tonight.
Yeah. Okay, Creative Tony, a couple of quick things, and thank you, Patty. Cheers to you, my dear. Longbridge Pizza. A couple of words about Longbridge Pizza.
Yeah,
we actually have some big news, and this involves all of you on the comments line. So, Creative Tony and I had a great conversation yesterday with the Longbridge. Let's just call them the VIPs of Longbridge, Neil and Andrew, and we came to some great decisions. Now, first of all, regarding Longbridge Pizza, check them out. Check the menu out. LongbridgePizza.com. Laid back vibe, serious pizza, and the pizza is good. I vouch for it. I also vouch for that chicken parm sandwich. I vouch for Vinny's gabagool. Tony is a big fan and supporter of the square pizza, and why wouldn't you be? It's freaking delicious. I know you also are partial to the Sophia pie.
Pie. And also, did you wish everybody a happy chicken parm sandwich Wednesday, Paulie?
Thanks for doing that on my behalf. Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yes.
It is chicken.
Tuesdays is smash burgers, Wednesdays chicken parm sandwiches, and Thursdays is the Detroit style square pizzas. So you can't lose middle of the week. They're thinking, by the way, midweek, go.
I want to shout out the great city of Detroit, the Motor City, man. I went to Detroit for the first time a couple of years ago, and I loved it, dude. I love the vibe. I love the people. Really, really cool town. All right, now
Motown.
You're damn right, Motown. Also the home of, don't get me started, but I will if you need me to. Also the home of the MC5. It's the home of Iggy Pop. It's the home of Alice Cooper. I could go on and on. Bob Seger.
Jack White.
See, I'll keep going unless you stop.
Eminem.
Give Eminem some love too. He's out there on the 8 Mile or whatever. You give Eminem some. You know what? My great friend Vicky Strait with Metallica. She is a Michigan girl. Great people from Michigan. I love Michigan. So here's what. And Leah, what did I think of the Detroit pie? I liked it. I really did. I liked it. It was a little bit different, but I liked it a lot. Here's the big news. Longbridge Pizza, not only our first sponsor.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
We really love these guys. But one thing Tony and I have been talking about a lot off the air is how do we get everybody together? Like where and when can we have the first ever like Paulie Mac Particle social event? You know what I mean? Where we get all you guys. We'll be there too. We'll be spinning guns. We'll be eating pie. And spinning guns is not like firearms. I'm talking about like rolling up a Bob Marley style spliffs. That's another way of saying that is rolling guns. I don't want you guys to think I'm showing up with like 6 shooters and a Uzi. I'm not. I don't even own a gun. Anyway.
Well, Paulie, we're right
Herbs are good for everything.
Herbs are good for everything.
Herb is a plant.
That's what I'm saying, Tony. Herb is a plant. It's on this earth for everybody. Like Dave Chappelle said, he made it for you and me. You might as well enjoy it while it's here. What else is there to do? For God's sakes, you got to take that edge off. Now, Tony, some people like to sprinkle their herbs are good for everything right on the pie. Could be some basil, could be oregano. It's entirely up to you. You fix it how you like. But here's the news. we have decided, with the blessings of Longbridge Pizza, the great powers that be, and Andrew and Neil, those are the guys that run that joint. They said, you know what? Let's open the doors of Longbridge. Get a pen. Go ahead and grab a pen and paper, you guys, because this is important. Jot this date down, March 27th. You're like, yeah, that kind of sounds familiar already. What's March? I'll tell you what it is. It's freaking opening day. That's what that is. It's Giants opening day. Now, they're not home. They're on the road, but it's still the opening game of this entire season, the 2025 campaign. So we're going to be there. We're going to have a watch party. We're going to be hanging out all damn day. We're going 9 innings deep with all of you guys, and we encourage you. Now, Tony, one thing I probably should have done, which I didn't, but we got time.
Dude, hang on real quick, Paulie. I got to do this. It's my responsibility. I got to put DC up there as our next super. Patty started it with the first super of the night. DC with the $4.20 doobie time. I just got to give some
right into the fund. It goes right into the fund. No, thank you, DC. It goes right into the Ganja fund. And I will be, I wouldn't say this on the air, but it's possible that I might show up with a couple of my own favorite strains. I'm just talking, but it's possible.
Extracurriculars.
Hey, can we fly Rags out too? I want to fly Rags and Winks out.
Sure.
They're like Paulie Mack Hall of Famers. You know what I mean? They helped me get to this point. So I'd like to bring those guys out here as well. Anyway, this is not a joke. We're going to be there. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be drinking beers. We're going to be eating pizzas. We're going to be hanging out with all of you guys. And we look forward to that very much. So the first ever Paulie Mack Particle watch party is March 27th to celebrate opening day with the Giants. And we want to see you there.
And by the way, Giants first pitch is 1:10 that day.
Perfect.
They're in Cincy. It's the Reds home opener. So it's Giants Reds 1:10. It's going to be a watch party for the PMP Army. And also between the PMP Army and you and I, Paulie, and Neil and Andrew, we're creating a Paulie's Pizza as well.
This is true.
There'll be more details about that coming soon as well. Paulie's Pizza, that'll be on the menu as well. So lots of things cooking for March 27th. Not the home opener. We said F that. Why wait for the home opener?
We're playing baseball. It's not like they're playing baseball on March 27th. So that's when it all starts. And by the way, Dom, I see you. I feel you. Bro, bear with us, Dom. We're going to be talking very, very soon because Tony and I have had you talk about like filling up your plate, dude. My plate is overflowing with stuff. But Dom, no, we're going to be talking. And Patty's asking what time. What time should they show up again, Tony?
I would say first pitch is at 1:10. So I would say probably high noon is probably a good time to show up.
Just to do some stretching, some calisthenics. Yeah, get our wind up. Yeah.
Show up, and then we get going. We'd be nice and well greased up for 1:10 first pitch. Giants Reds, and hang and watch the game.
I have a feeling, dude, this thing could spin. I have a feeling this thing could get crazy. I just sense it with this combination of personalities. Dude, we all get
this is like Chevy Chase in Vacation. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Let me tell you one thing right now. Don't sleep on Chevy Chase's performance in the original Vacation, bro. When he's driving the car,
smacking his face with the sandwich.
Remember, I still can't figure out the meaning of that. And then he opens the bread, and I was like, what does that mean? Like, what's he saying to Christy Brinkley? He opens the bread. I'm like, I don't know, but it's funny. He made me laugh. And then my favorite part is, and forgive the profanity, but I have to make the point to do it accurately. Chevy Chase driving his family, pouring rain. They got their dead aunt strapped to the roof. And all of a sudden, like the kids, Dad, I want to go home. This really sucks. Slams on the brakes. Just like my dad. Slams on the brakes. I think you're all fucked in the head. Starts yelling at his family. Yeah, we're going to the fucking fun park.
We're 10 hours from the fucking fun park, and you want to bail out. This is no longer a quest. It's a vacation. It's no longer a vacation. It's a quest.
It's a quest for fun. It's a quest. And then
we're going to be whistling zippity doo-dah out of our assholes.
Normally, I hope we don't have any potential sponsors watching. We don't normally talk like this.
I know, this is true.
We're trying to recreate, man. We're just trying to recreate the arts. We're passionate supporters of the arts. But no, dude, we're 10 hours from the effing fun park, and you guys are ready to give up. I think you're all left in the head. All right, anyway, who's had a parent like that in your life? Raise your hand. I see you. All right. Hey, anyway, stop by Longbridge Pizza. These guys are awesome. We'll see you there opening day. In the meantime, 2347 3rd Street. Go enjoy and just have a great day over at Longbridge Pizza. Okay, so Jimmy Dillon at 8:30. Couple of sports notes, Tony, I want to get into.
We got some sports notes, man. I'm excited. Because it's a hell of an intro to the show. I could talk Chevy Chase for the next hour if you wanted to, but dude, John Lynch dropping some bombs. Go for it, P.
John Lynch dropping bombs. But before I go to that, I want to do a quick Golden State Warrior love session if I could, because dude, this thing is starting to feel. I know it was Charlotte. First of all, believe me, I realized who their competition was last night. They're at the bottom of the league, and you could see why last night. I actually started feeling bad for Charlotte, bro. There was nothing they could do to stop the Warriors, just slapping them all around like Chevy Chase was slapping himself with the sandwich. It was the same thing.
Yes.
Draymond Green with 15 points last night. I love when Draymond scores. When Draymond puts his mind to scoring,
Me too.
the Warriors usually win. And I love that little crouch jump shot he has. Tony, tell me how I do when I recreate the Draymond Green shooting style. He's like, you know what I mean? He does that like little, he like,
it definitely lacks finesse, but hey, whatever works, man.
I think
works.
I think it's beautiful. It's like crouching tiger, hidden Draymond. You know, he like comes out of that crouch.
It's like crouching Curry and then hidden Draymond. Because like when you go up against, when you have the best shot in the history of the game, everything else pales in comparison. But yes, when Draymond is scoring buckets, it's usually a good sign. Dude.
So he went 15, 6, and 6. The Warriors now on the year, they're 31 and 27. I love this. I love having a little breathing room over 500 because they were having such a hard time staying at 500 or a game above 500. Now they're 4 games over and counting. So Tony, if you're keeping track at home, since Jimmy Butler has put on that Golden State Warrior jersey, they're 6-1, dude. They're 6 and blank and 1. And it is amazing to me what the level of impact that his addition has had, and losing Wiggins. I mean, dude, it's been, not only has it been seamless, and all the things I was worried about and getting uptight about, like Jimmy's style, it doesn't fit with the Warriors, he's got a bad attitude, but dude, none of those things have been an issue. He's been fantastic, saying all the right things, looks great on the court. And again, I got to tell you, and as we should finish our Warrior moments here, they are going to start a 5-game road trip tomorrow. They were in Orlando, Philly on Saturday. But I feel great right now about the Golden State Warriors. And I got to be honest, Tony, it's fun to just have anticipation, looking forward to Warriors games again, because I lost that for a while. Of course. But it's back, and I'm excited again.
They're also hitting Philly at the right time, where it's just a bad scene in Philly right now.
It's a trash can fire. Yeah.
Usually going to Philly is a tough scene, but like that's why we wanted to talk to Kate Scott at some point, because she's the voice of the 76ers, man, and I would love to get her perspective on see what's going down in Philly, man. There's just, I mean, the Paul George, like it's not a cohesive scene. Whereas the Warriors, I feel like they're turning a corner and like banding together. The 76ers are like crumbling and falling apart. And can I just do this because I saw a listener ask for this, Paulie? I want to
do whatever you want, Tony. You got carte blanche, dude. Your name's on the show. You do whatever you please, T.
Stand by.
Damn, Jimmy.
Okay. Oh, drop it, damn Jimmy. Go ahead.
Damn, Jimmy.
Okay, thank you, Samuel Jackson. No, I got you. It's all good. Thank you for the soundboard. Now, here's the thing, T. I also love Jimmy's nickname. I love Jimmy Buckets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jimmy Buckets. By the way, Tony, your favorite songs that include the word bucket, go.
Oh, well, Hell in the Bucket right out of the
Good one.
Right out of the gates.
Good one.
Right out of the gates.
Saw the Grateful Dead open many a show with Hell in a Actually, saw him close the first set with Hell in a Bucket.
And does that have to be a song, or can it just be Buckethead? Can it just be
no, you can,
guy?
We'll definitely take Buckethead. I would like to throw in another bucket song if I may, and then I got a Buckethead question for you. Great, yeah, I do. I have a lot of Buckethead questions.
Dude, DC, come on, man. Sorry, we got another super, dude. DC, keep coming with the super. Yeah, loved the show yesterday, but the Ducks are hungry and missed my Tony's top 3 fix. DC, thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Tony's getting sloppy. I'm going to have to reprimand him in front of the whole class now. Tony, for starters, I got to reprimand you. You got to take the Longbridge Pizza logo down. I can't see you. I can't see you.
I'm about to right now.
So I want that handsome face. Thank you. Number 2, DC, bro. I want to see you at the freaking watch party, Holmes. I got a good vibe about DC. I just do. He keeps calling in with these 420 references. I'm all over this. And the Ducks are hungry. Tony, where's your production skills? Come on, chop. Let's go. Chop.
You want me to play some Ducks? Well, without the top 3, I can go Ducks without the top 3.
Well, here's okay. The relevant, reasonable point question.
Yeah.
If I may, Tony.
Yeah, I have a great 3 for the top 3 because we have to kind of condense our top 3. What if I just gave you number 3 of the top 3 tonight? Yeah. Because it involves the Warriors, but it also involves real life situations. But you also had a Buckethead question for me too.
I do.
Stand by. We're going to combine this. It's going to be Tony's top 3.
Lot
it's
going on.
It's going to be Tony's top 3, but Buckethead is going to be question number 2 of the top 3, and then I have a number 3 for you. So if you could stand by, Paul, and we will get this going right now. Stand by.
Tony's top 3.
Thank you very much for the super, dude.
Tony's top 3.
Much appreciated for the 5 spot.
Tony's top 3. Thank you. You know what though? I'm with DC, dude. The vibe is so chill when we're feeding the Ducks. Patty from Napa checks in. She's got a bucket song from the Kings of Leon. Nice. Her track is called The Bucket. If I may, Tony, one more bucket song for all of y'all, and it's a great one. It's a great one. Bob Dylan, Buckets of Rain on the Blood on the Tracks album. Check it out. Beautiful song. Buckets of Rain. Buckets of Rain. All right.
Dude, DC's on fire. He just another one. Another 420. Just another 420.
Another one.
Another one.
One.
Another one.
I want to see another one. Thank you, DC. Creative Tony, my Buckethead question is as follows. And if you don't know who Buckethead is, let me explain real quick. Buckethead is a virtuoso guitar player. Was a member of Guns N' Roses briefly, like in the 2000s before they were.
That's actually a good factoid right there, buddy.
Yeah, no, he played in GNR for a while. But here's the thing. He goes on stage wearing a freaking a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket on his head. And he wears like a Mike Myers mask, so you don't know who he is. And what does he wear, like a raincoat, Tony?
There you go, Paul. There he is.
Thank you, man.
There.
No, that's it in all his glory. Now,
there's Buckethead for you.
I got to be totally honest. When Tony, because Tony's a Buckethead fan, he's seen him live.
Well, I have to credit my friend Buckethead Mark for taking me. He's like, dude, kind of like you are with shows. He's like, Tony, I'm going. You're coming with me, and you won't regret it. Let's go. So, and it was a great show. And his live show is fascinating. He breaks out nunchucks, dude. Breaks out nunchucks in the middle of his show. He puts the guitar down and he breaks out nunchucks.
So when this is like, I don't know, 15 years ago, I was up in Petaluma. My mom lives in Petaluma, and the theater up, why am I forgetting the name? What's the name of the theater in Petaluma? I'm forgetting. Tony, help me. Theater in Petaluma. What's it called?
The Mystic Theater?
Thank you, the Mystic.
Yeah.
So we're driving by the Mystic one day, and on the marquee, it says tonight, 8 p.m., Buckethead. And I go, oh, because to my kids, Creative Tony is Uncle Tony. So I go, Uncle Tony's a big fan of this guy, Buckethead. And my kids were little. And I said, they go like, well, what's he do, Dad? I go, no, he plays guitar, but he wears a bucket on his head. He wears a mask. They're like, Dad, let me see a picture. I show him the picture. Dude, they got scared. They were scared.
And then scene.
No, it's scary. And look at him. And then so I said, my kids are like, Dad, is Buckethead going to come into our room tonight? I'm like, no. Buckethead, I'll protect you from Buckethead. Don't worry. But like they got uptight about Buckethead. So I just wanted to retell that story real quick. So we got T-minus 12 minutes before Jimmy Dillon.
Hold on, Paulie. I got a text from R.C. Davis. It's not on the comment line, but R.C. Davis, for those of you who don't know, he is the producer for Tom Tolbert and Tim Roy's radio broadcast for Golden State Warriors basketball.
RC he's the freaking best. Love RC.
I call him RC Dizzle, R Dizzle.
Yeah.
And he says 2 Tears in a Bucket. Something by George Clinton. Does that ring a bell? So I just want to throw 2 Tears in a Bucket by RC Davis. Sons of Johnny Lamaster checking in. Buckethead by Silver Sun Pickups.
You guys are getting into it tonight, and yeah, man. And RC, thanks for checking in, bro. We love you.
Yeah, love RC. Love RC. And I also go ahead. No, come on.
No, you're rolling. Go.
I just want to say with Buckethead during his live show, not only does he break out the nunchucks, towards the end of his show, he brings out a huge, like it looks like if he was Santa, but the bag is not red and he's not dressed in red and white with a white beard. It's a big like felt bag, full of toys from a toy store that are still in the packaging. And he hands them out.
What does it mean? Like, what's going on? I know it's a whole thing's really creepy. I don't know.
It's
and
so
if you
bizarre,
go online, if you go online and read his bio, like on his webpage, he says stuff like, "I grew up living in a chicken coop." He says stuff like that. He goes, I have no home. I live in a chicken coop. He's out of his mind. Anyway,
I got to be honest, man. I had no idea we'd be talking Buckethead tonight, but I'm all for it. And I want to ask Jimmy Dillon if he's ever crossed paths with Buckethead.
He might.
Maybe.
It's not out of the question. Tony, I got to make a very special shout out to a friend of mine. It's Nancy Darris. I saw you on there, Nancy. Problem is this. The text line scrolls so fast because every time somebody posts something, it gets pushed up. But I saw Nancy Darris check in. Nancy was a guest of ours at on the Maui trip back in 2012. Great to see you, Nancy. It's just great that you're still here and you're still digging the show, and I love to have you tonight. So
thank you, Nancy. That's great. Aloha, we should say to Nancy.
Oh, I'll tell you the truth, bro. I could use a little bit of aloha right about now. I really could, like a little ukulele, maybe a nice Polynesian drink, you know what I mean, with an umbrella, something like that.
If you had to go, maybe top 3, right? F it. One of the questions in top 3. What would be your favorite Hawaiian drink? I have mine, but give me yours. Go, Paulie.
Which we talking about, like cocktails?
Like a Hawaiian cocktail. Do you have like a favorite
yeah,
Hawaiian cocktail?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I do like Mai Tais when I go over there. I like a nice Mai Tai. And what is the other one? It's like a it's got the what is it?
I know, like a lava flow.
Not a lava flow. It's got mint. It's got like the mint leaves on top and stuff.
Oh, like a mojito? Like a mojito?
A freaking mojito. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a mojito. Give me
I gotta break
Mai
your
Tai.
balls. I don't think that classifies as a Hawaiian cocktail, but I'll let you have it.
Will the judges accept it? I see. Okay. Yeah.
Mai Tai though. Go with Mai Tai, dude, because I was gonna say Mai Tai as well. I was over in Hawaii in November, and I had an incredible Mai Tai. If you're ever on the island of Kauai, go to the restaurant Gaylord's. It's on an old closed down sugar plantation. They have a train that goes through the property that takes you through the property. Go to Gaylord's and order their Mai Tai. It is phenomenal. It's incredible.
Rags checking in with poi and vodka. Dude, I don't even know what that is, Rags.
Dude, poi is taro root. Poi is ground up taro root. That's what
Rags
they make
is.
from taro.
Rags is he's operating on a whole other level. He's coming at you with roots and all kinds of weird stuff. By the way, Sons of Johnny Lee getting his super on. Put him up because I got a comment on this.
Yeah.
Nice. Sons of Johnny Lee.
Yeah.
I'll give you some Paulie Mac trivia you might be interested in. Yeah.
I love Sons of Johnny. That's
Sons,
great, man.
Thank you for checking in. Thank you for being a super. And dig this, every word is true. Both my mom and dad went to St. John's. That's where they met. They met at St. John's. So by extension, I am also like a product of St. John's, literally, because my parents met there, got married, and boom, here I am. And then also Chris Mullen. Great St. John's Redmen, as they were called back then. Mark Jackson, another great one. Phil Winnington. I could go all day, but I won't. Anyway, Sons, awesome.
Nice.
Go St. John's. Glad they did well for Tony. Can I do a quick John Lynch quote, or do we?
Yeah. And I also and I also want to say, since we're talking college hoops, before you go Lynch, and I still have my third question of Tony's top 3 to ask you, that we are going to be talking to the head coach of the USF Dons, Todd Gurlifson. And we will play it for you on Friday before their big matchup with the Gonzaga Bulldogs. So we're stoked on the USF Dons.
Yeah,
and they have a big matchup. Actually, I think they're playing Oregon State tonight. I was going to try and get that score while we're talking here.
I love that their games are now getting big enough that they can move them over to Chase Center. That's so great, man. It's so great for the USF program. And yeah, I look forward to talking to Coach. You'll see that on Friday. Excuse me. I just wanted to say real quick, Tony, I know we're top 3. I'm just like doing a subsection A real quick. John Lynch today, just a couple of broad strokes, but John Lynch talked to the media, and the big takeaways are, he said Debo has asked for, quote, a fresh start. Okay, Debo. I'm souring, bro. I can't, like I said, I'll drive him to the airport if he needs a ride. I know what his contributions were to the team, but I just don't like the feel of this whole thing. And I didn't like the feel of last season. So he said, we're going to try to honor that. We're going to try to honor Debo's wishes. He's asked for a fresh start.
But hold on, right there, Paulie, right there. Try to honor. Like, that tells me right there that if you have to put extra effort into it, I don't know, that it feels forced. Like, has the ship sailed? You know what I mean?
Actually, I don't. Meaning what? With his talents?
No. I know he's still got skills. He's definitely not. I think the jig is like, people know that they've studied enough film on him to know how the Niners use him now. It's not. He's not as much of a Swiss Army knife the way they used to be able to use him, and he's not much of a wide receiver either because he's not a route runner. You know?
I understand. Yeah.
But I just wonder if the ship has sailed. Meaning, like is the time for him to go, like kung fu? Like, it goes back to Karl Malone, dude. The pebble been snatched from my hand.
Yeah,
it's time for me to leave, like kung fu.
The pebble, dude. The pebble been snatched from my hand. I'm still looking for that hand. Hey,
I gotta find that soundbite. I'm gonna find it.
You do. And I wouldn't mind you find Terrell Owens, Garrison opening holes from balls for my guys and all that, because we had some good Garrison and T.O. stuff back in the day. John Lynch quote, and then I'm done. Tony, the floor is yours. Regarding Brock Purdy, John Lynch quote, we've started negotiations. I won't go into negotiations. That's our stance. But we want Brock to be our quarterback as long as we are here and beyond. We'll leave it at that. There's no guarantee we'll get something done, but my experience has been when both sides are motivated, there's ample opportunity to do so, and we've been able to do that. I trust John Lynch. I have a lot of trust and faith.
Me too.
In John Lynch. I know they're going to get it done. They're going to take care of Brock in one way or another, and I expect him to be under center.
One way or another.
Heavy guitar track in that. Good track.
By the way, way, one more thought on the Debo thing. Is this like some kind of like chess that Lynch is trying to play, like to make it sound like, oh no, we really want Debo, so then they can like up his value, maybe?
Well, since you mentioned checkers and other related board games, let me quote Denzel Washington from Training Day. The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
Yeah,
that's
right,
when he's yelling at Ethan Hawke. The shit's chess, it ain't checkers. One of my favorite Denzel roles. I love him in freaking Training Day, man.
Oh,
I
he's
really
incredible
do.
in that movie. Incredible.
So, Tony, we got only a couple minutes left. I'm sorry. I hijacked your top three, so go ahead, man.
All good. And also, Dub City, thank you for the super. You guys mention Marley all the time. Are you
This
guys
one's yours.
Also, are you guys
this
also
is yours.
fans of Jimmy Cliff? The Harder They Come soundtrack is a favorite of mine. Dub City. Hell yes. So back in the day when K-Fog was still on the air, Dub City, we had the K-Fog Play Space, which was a beautiful room, great acoustics, and certain musicians, when they were in town to play gigs, they would come by K-Fog and they would let like, I don't know, maybe 50 listeners in, and they would always send an email out like, hey, by the way, and very casual. Oh, by the way, Jimmy Cliff's in the building today. If anybody want to come by and see him play. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yes, dude. Jimmy Cliff is literally down the hall. I'll be there. And so Jimmy Cliff, one of the greatest live shows I've ever seen, was Jimmy Cliff live in this room of 50 to 60 people.
Okay.
It was incredible.
So
yes.
I have a Jimmy Cliff story too to tell. And by the way, Tom Tolbert, welcome, bro. Good to see Tom Tolbert's in the house tonight.
Where's Tommy T?
I saw him.
Yeah, I love the night flight. I just see it. Love the night flight. There he is. Let's show everybody.
Yeah,
there we
man.
Go. There
Tom,
we go. What's up, Tommy?
By the way, Tom, I dig that new logo you have too. That's cool. I like that. I like the font and everything. And I assume,
by the way, some business, Paulie. If you didn't catch Tom's show with us, go back to YouTube at Polymax Particles. You can catch our full show with Tom yesterday, and also all of our old shows and some the shorts that we put up there as well. Check them out.
Yeah, and like our listener Panaki says, definitely check out Tom's interview with Brent Jones as well. Always great when those two guys just get together. They can talk about anything, and it's entertaining. But real quick, my Jimmy Cliff story. So the first time, so I was still going to college in Boston at this time, is 1989. I got on a plane with Rags' little brother, Brian, who, by the way, that's a whole other conversation. Like Rags and Brian, it's a handful, the both of them. And I don't know who's crazier or which one's more dangerous. It's an ongoing conversation. But anyway, I got on a plane with Rags' brother, Brian. We flew out to San Francisco and we went to the Greek Theater. It was the first time I'd seen the Jerry Garcia band ever. And ready for this, Tony? It was August of 1989, and Jimmy Cliff opened for the Jerry Garcia band.
Ooh.
So, yeah, it was unbelievable. And that's when I'm
Jimmy Cliff happen to come out with Garcia when Garcia was on stage, or did?
Funny you should ask. Jimmy Cliff comes back out when Jerry is playing, and together they sang "Under the Sun, Moon, and Stars" together.
Oh, come on,
with the Garcia band. Yeah, anybody else at that gig? It was a great one, and from that point, I was hooked. I'm like, this is it. I'm moving to San Francisco ASAP. Yeah,
dude. And to Dub City's comment, the song "Sitting in Limbo." I mean, come on, one of the great, just a great tune by Jimmy Cliff. Sitting in Limbo. And Struggling Man, another
love
great...
Struggling Man.
Come on.
Man is got to move. Yeah. So anyway, on to later in the week, as Tony said, we will be talking to Coach Gerlifson of the USF Dons. We will set you up for your weekend on Friday with the high noon. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. But in the meantime, we're awaiting the arrival of Jimmy Dillon, who we will talk to. Oh, is he here?
Well, yeah, Paulie, there's two things. First of all, from the PMP Sports Desk, 15-7 Oregon State Beavers over the USF Dons. So we got to send some particles to the USF Dons right now.
And Tony, sorry to interrupt you, but we will dismiss the class in time for everybody to see the end of that game. I want to see the end of that game too. So after Jimmy, we'll wrap early, let Rags go to bed and everything else. So that's number one. What do you got number two?
And number two is Jimmy Dillon is waiting in our green room. I hope he's enjoying all the beverages and all the condiments and all the
mixed nuts. Yeah, we got some
green
nuts.
room for him. Yeah. I mean, he gave us a really, really long rider, so I gave him. I'm kidding, Jimmy. Here we go.
No brown M&Ms for Jimmy Dillon. I'll tell you that much right now. Yeah.
Let me see. Let's see because there he is.
There he is. That's my main man. Ooh, in his robe. He's wearing his robe.
I got my robe on. I'm like, chilling.
Jimmy
Hey,
Dillon is
I'm chilling.
Oh,
Jimmy Chillin Dillon. He's a man of great leisure. He's a great guitar player, and he's a great friend of mine. Jimmy and I have played together over the years in Mill Valley, at the Throckmorton. We've done some stuff at Sweetwater. And this Friday, Jimmy Dillon and friends will be gigging at Sweetwater in Mill Valley. I'll be popping in to do a couple of songs. And by the way, Jimmy, I'm not bringing my guitar. I'm just going to sing. The guitar playing will be left to the real pros like yourself. and also, really psyched. Jimmy told me yesterday, Mark Karen will be joining us as well.
Yeah,
He's a great guitar player.
Mark reached out to me and I said, you got to come up, and that'd be great. Yeah.
So Jimmy, let's talk about
Paulie, real quick. Can I just compliment you on your robe, Jimmy? You look fantastic. You look comfortable. You look relaxed. We're big robe fans here on the show. I just can't. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yes,
well, not only is it the dude, check this out, Jimmy. So this is the only night of the week where we do a nighttime show. All our other shows are during the day. We usually go on the air at 11 a.m. And Tony, my co-host, had a great idea. He goes, let's do this thing on Tuesday where we're as relaxed as possible. So based on the Rolling Stones song, Tony came up with this idea. We call it Roby Tuesday. So I swear to God, Jimmy, so when we do the show on Tuesday, we're wearing robes too, bro. We also robe up. Yeah. So,
I think I must have got the memo somehow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Friday night a little bit. For people that have never seen Jimmy play before, let's talk about, I've already told them of your guitar playing prowess, but let's talk about who's in the band and what's going on that night at Sweetwater.
Well, Paulie, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
I just spent a bunch of years on Maui, as you know.
Yeah.
I was back and forth a bit, but been wanting to do the Sweetwater gig for a while. And this one, I'm calling this gig a little help from my friends because, honest to God, everybody on that stage is a real good friend of mine. People I would hang out with anyway. They happen to be fabulous musicians and singers as well. Really cool cats and kitties up there. So we got Kevin Hayes on the drums from the Robert Cray Band.
Nice.
Wow. Drummer, just a great guy from the Hayes family, right? That's royalty.
Yeah.
And then we got Eric McCann on the bass, and I had played with Eric with Clarence Clemens' band for many years. So he's a good buddy. And then we got Dallas Kraft, who you might not know. She's a great singer and keyboard player. She lives up in Sonoma, but she's on all my records. And I'm thrilled to have her on board. Tracy Blackman, who I think you might know.
We played together because when we did the Springsteen show together, she sang a bunch of songs with me. She's awesome. Yeah.
Thunder Road. And her sister's a great drummer, as you know, Cindy.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And she married some guy named Carlos. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Santana, I've heard of him. Yeah, he's some new guy. He's just getting started, I think.
Yeah, he's going to make a name for himself, though, I hear. And,
he's got some talent. Yeah.
And then we got Michael Peliquin on the saxophone, who's an amazing sax and harmonica player and a good singer as well. And then John Halby-Bleeb on trumpet. Nice. So we got a little horn section, kind of a Memphis horns kind of deal.
Killer.
And then my wife Kelly plays percussion. I think you know Kelly.
Oh yeah.
And then Mark Karen, and then my buddy Lauren Rowan, who's been my longtime partner from the Rowan Brothers. He's coming up too. We're going to do some tunes together. So there you go. We're really going to feature each of the individuals in the band through the night, because they're all great singers and writers in their own right.
Yeah. No, this sounds amazing. And Jimmy, it's just fun talking music with Jimmy, Tony. And by the way, Jimmy, Tony is a bass player. We're all music loving kind of sports fans here. And, one thing about Jimmy is he's so cool about bringing people up, and it's very relaxed. Like there's no pressure, but this guy has a hell of a resume. Now, Jimmy has played with a lot of really interesting people. Like you mentioned, Clarence Clemens. And Jimmy, if you don't mind, I know Tony was kind of hopping up and down before the show saying like, I got to ask Jimmy about Clarence. So Tony, this is your chance, bro. The floor is yours. Your Clarence questions. Let him go.
Well, I'm fascinated. I've always been fascinated by Clarence just because of his presence. His presence was almost like immortal, and also the way Bruce kind of interacted with Clarence back in the day. And I just wanted to know what was it like to play with Clarence, and the stories I hear Bruce talk about him, but I love to hear what it's like to just play with Clarence.
Well, my experience with Clarence is 1989. You mentioned that year. And I think Clarence was sitting in with Jerry and those guys in those days too.
Yes, he was. Yeah,
they were on their sabbatical from Bruce. Do you remember that? Right?
Oh yeah.
And Clarence was living in Nevada, of all places, and we met at a place called New George's in.
Oh,
I remember New George's. Yeah.
I met through a friend of mine named Kevin Russell, great guitar player, and he was working with Clarence a little bit then. And you know what happened is Clarence and I just hit it off as we started writing together and stuff. And I thought, Jesus, I'm hanging out with a big man. And what I came to find out was people loved that guy. They really did, you know.
Yeah.
And I got to play, I call it reflected glory. I got to play with a lot of my heroes, Levon Helm, people like that, simply through, you know, he was in Ringo's All-Star Band with Levon and Joe Wall. Guys. And really, honest to God, simply through the love of the big man is how I got to experience a lot of really pretty great moments over time. He was really good to me, really was.
Oh, yeah, man, what a presence on stage!
Big heart.
Oh yeah, that's what I keep hearing is that he was such a sweetheart of a man, like almost like a gentle giant.
Yep. Yeah, he was. He played semi-pro ball for the New Jersey Generals.
Yeah, that's insane. That is,
I didn't know that. That's incredible.
Like, he definitely had the body for it. He was. They didn't call him the big man for nothing. You know what I mean? Jimmy Dillon is our guest now. Jimmy, I got to tell you, this is like a new format we're doing now. Obviously, with the video. Now, if you go to your computer on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see on top it should say comments, and if you click that, you'll see the audience, and they're all going crazy and they're asking questions. So, on behalf of the audience, I have to relay a question to you. From I lost the guy's name here, but somebody on our comments line asked Jimmy Dillon what the crest on his robe is. See, now we got robe questions coming. So what is the crest?
Okay, let's see here. Let me get out of the chat. What is this thing? SBC.
I love it.
I like that you got a check. That's even cooler.
Yeah,
totally.
You know, I'm staying at a friend's house and I nicked his robe. Sarasota Bay Club.
There we go.
Okay, Sarasota Bay Club. Hey, I hope that answers your question on the comments.
I didn't even know it myself. I just grabbed it.
Hey, it's all good, man.
You look so comfortable. That's all that matters.
Jimmy,
if you feel as comfortable as you look, Jimmy, you're winning. You're winning.
So, Tony, the first time that I met Jimmy, I went over to Jimmy's house in Mill Valley. This is like 10 years ago, maybe a little more, 12 years ago, something like that. And Jimmy's like, yeah, let's play some songs. And I have my acoustic guitar. And then we started talking about music, and just picking Jimmy's brain is amazing. Like, I'll never forget this. You told me this, and you're the only person I've ever met who said this to me. We were talking about the Rolling Stones, and then you started talking about how much you admire Keith Richards' guitar playing and all the weird tunings and all that. And I'm with you. I love Keith. And then, ready for this, Tony? Jimmy drops this on me. He goes, yeah, you know, when I was at Altamont watching the Stones, this and that happened. And I'm like, whoa, time out, brother, time out. So Jimmy is the only guy I've ever met who was actually at that Altamont gig that went horribly bad with the, the angels in front of the stage and all that. But boy. Jimmy, I got to ask you again, because I've thought about that all these years. How far away from the stage at that gig were? Like, did you see what was going on at that show? Did you know what was happening?
I felt the wind from that pool cue going by. That guy was swinging. Yeah. Jesus. I was literally 20 feet from the stage.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I wouldn't have chosen that spot if I'd known, going forward. But, yeah, it was really a scary day. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Mel, I'm glad you got out of there in one piece. And on that note, of that time in the Bay Area and all the music that was coming on, Tony and I talked a lot about this the other day, Jimmy. There is a killer new documentary on Hulu about Sly and the Family Stone. Have you seen that?
I have not.
Okay, I highly recommend it. Definitely check it out. And while we're talking Sly, did you ever see Sly Stone back in the day?
I never did.
Yeah.
The footage of this documentary is outrageous. It's. I mean, you want to talk about a cool cat also that just had the respect of everybody around him. It's similar. It's similar to Clarence Clemens. Those certain people have that aura, and he brought people together. It seems like Clarence did the same kind of thing. And actually, now it's what you're doing, Jimmy, which is we all appreciate as music fans.
It's funny because as you guys may know, I ran a nonprofit for a lot of years called Blue Star Music Program, and and I had a lot of help from Clarence and everybody, Huey, everybody jumped on board. Bonnie Ray, they all got in on it with the kids. And what I found out that, first of all, kids are not very impressed by who you played with. They don't really care.
That's right. I know.
But it was good training for me to understand that if, you got something good, you got to give it away to keep it. That's the deal.
Yeah.
And that was
Wow.
really good experience for me. Yeah.
So Jimmy,
Oh, man.
showtime on Friday. Once again, Jimmy, are we billing this, Jimmy, as Jimmy Dillon and Friends Friday? Is that the proper billing?
Jimmy Dillon Band, I think they got it.
Jimmy Dillon
Jimmy
Band.
Dillon
And
Band.
the name of the theme, I'm a real theme guy,
Yeah.
is with a little help from my friends.
I
Yeah.
love it, man. I love it.
And
And
it-
you'll get that help from myself and everybody else who
Yeah,
attends.
yeah.
And
Paul, I got the two Paulies. I got Paul Libertor and Paulie Mack.
yeah,
Nice.
man. Oh, the Pauls will be there. The Pauls will
Now-
be there. I'll be ready to sing. Yes.
You got some homework. You got to pick a verse on I Know You Writer. I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
But, if
I'll
you like
email
Blue,
you.
Blue
I'll-
Colorado Rain, whatever you guys want.
Yeah, or
Nice.
the sun will shine in my back door someday. I'll send you an email
All
tomorrow. I'll
that.
pick my I'll be ready. I will be ready to rock.
And,
And go
the
ahead.
rehearsal will be backstage right before.
As usual. Hey, those are the best kinds. Those are the
Those-
best kinds. Best kinds
Yeah.
of rehearsal, man. Right before the gig. No
So
question.
the doors are at 7.
Yeah.
Doors are at 7. Shows at 8. We may go extra long, probably 9:45, 10. I mean, usually it's an hour and a half, 2 hour show, but it generally goes longer. So try to get there by 8 though at the latest.
Well, I'm very,
Nice.
very much looking forward to it, Jimmy. Looking forward to watching you play, joining
Yeah.
you up there for a couple of tracks. And I should tell we should tell everybody else. Please visit jimmydillon.com. That is Jimmy's website. All
Yeah.
kinds of great. You'll see when you get to his website, you'll start to see Jimmy's history. You'll see him playing with Sting. You'll see him here with BB King. I mean, the list goes on and on. And in fact, out of all the people
Yeah.
you've played with, Jimmy, in your career, is there one or two special guests you've gotten to play with where you had to kind of pinch yourself and say, damn, I'm on stage with so-and-so? Like, who would that be?
There's been players that you might not even know that blew me out of the water, like Henry Butler from New Orleans,
Nice.
Booker T, people like that. But playing with Levon Helm from the band,
Yeah.
and then Dylan strolled up and played. So it was Jimmy Dillon and Bob Dylan together. And
Oh,
I hesitate to tell that story because people think I'm making shit up, so I don't tell it very often. But it was a great night. So yeah, that was surreal.
How was it playing with Booker T? Like Booker, you want to talk about a
Oh.
legend, Booker T. I mean, he's a living freaking legend. I saw him at Yoshi's a couple of years ago. He was
Yeah.
incredible.
He is such a class act, Paulie.
Yep.
As you know, very
Yep.
humble guy, super clean energy, great, no funny stuff, just smooth as silk, and that's what I loved about him.
Jimmy also offers a lot of guitar lesson opportunities.
Yeah.
And, so Jimmy, if let's just say people are on the comments line and they're like, you know what, I want to meet Jimmy and I want to get a guitar lesson from Jimmy. How would they go about doing that? Because you do offer lessons.
Well, I used to say I'll fly you a ticket to Maui, but now I'm living in Santa Cruz now, so
Yeah.
hey, we can do it. I come up about once every week and give a bunch of live lessons to people that are in the Bay Area. So hit me
Nice.
up at jimmydillon.com and you can leave comments. There's a lot of free lessons there. A lot of my courses, whether it's slide or open tuning or Mark Knopfler style,
Ooh.
acoustic, electric, you name it. I like to try to teach. I try to teach blues you can use. In other words, I like to try to teach something that really keeps the joy alive and keep coming back for more.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. And Jimmy, growing, I mean, you mentioned Keith Richards to me and we talked about that.
Yeah.
Who are some of the other players that you are inspired by? Or even today, who are the guys that turn you on?
I got to put Mark Knopfler at the top of the list.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And there's lots of reasons why, not only his playing, but his lyricism and his vibe too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the other end of the spectrum, John Lee Hooker was so primal. I got to do a duet with him.
Oh,
And
nice.
you need a whole show for that. So those two guys.
And Johnny Lee, man. God bless Johnny Lee Hooker in the great Boom Boom Room in San
Yeah, the
Francisco.
boom boom room.
That's
Heck
his
yeah.
joint. That's his joint right
Hey,
across
Jimmy,
from the Fillmore.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
I know that you played with BB, and I have to ask, did you ever get to hold Lucille? and what was it like playing with BB?
Yeah, I saw BB King when I was 15 in Benton Harbor, Michigan.
Nice. Nice.
And then I got a call 40 years later when I was taking care of my mom and dad in Michigan to open up for BB in Kalamazoo.
God.
And I did.
Wow.
I told the
man.
story. And I had a Lucille with me, and he signed it for me.
Get out of here.
That's great, man. That's
Wow.
killer.
He was
What a
a
great.
king. He really was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the closest thing we got to royalty. Yeah, and I love BB, man.
He's like one of those guys for me, Jimmy. And I mean, this is an obvious statement, but if you like music, he's one of those guys where you can literally hear two notes and you'll be like, yeah, there's BB King.
Yep.
That's BB.
Yeah.
Garcia's like that. You can hear a couple of Jerry Garcia notes. You'll know that's Jerry. Do you work on your tone a lot? Do you have a tone that's like the Jimmy Dillon tone, or do you mess around with it a lot?
I do. My tone is I don't use a pick with electric guitar a lot of times. And I pinch it and use my skin and nails. I like that organic sound.
Yeah.
So I talk about the 4 T's: touch, tone, time, and taste. Those are the 4. You need all of them. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what I concentrate on. And it's really the way you attack the strings. You know, don't have to beat it to death. Sometimes a real light touch, feather touch will do it. So I'm a stickler for tone, and I love old amps and old guitars, as you'll see on Friday night.
Dude, it's so funny you say that because I didn't know, Jimmy, that I was like my buddy called me a masher. He was like, dude, you're hitting those strings like you're playing a drum set. I'm like, oh, dude, but no, seriously, this was a long time ago. And then I had to take a step back. Yeah, seriously, like Pete Townsend, bro. I was like doing windmills. Yeah. And then I realized that, like you said, touch is a huge part of guitar playing. And it took me a long time to learn that.
You know, and a lot of it honestly has to do with the robe. If you get a robe on, you know, you'll get a.
See, this is why I love Jimmy Dillon, man. That was great. So, Jimmy, listen, brother, I'm going to let you go, but thank you for stopping by tonight. And again, Jimmy Dillon Band, Friday night at Sweetwater. He's going to kick a lot of ass. He can play, but trust me, and everybody going up there on stage with him will be fantastic as well. Tracy Blackman, she is a great talent as well. Mark Karen, really looking forward to seeing him. And Jimmy, dude, robe it up, get nice and loose, and I'll email you tomorrow about, I know you're a writer, but until Friday, brother, thank you for stopping by.
Okay.
And I'll see you at the gig.
Okay, you guys, thanks for having me.
Jimmy, thank you.
Yeah, Jimmy Dillon, everybody. He's one of the coolest guys of all time. That's why, like, dude, musicians just have like a certain cool that's like built into their DNA. Dude. Jimmy Dillon in his robe. I mean, like, what else can I offer the audience tonight? I'm giving you guitar players in their robes. That's all. Go ahead, T. What do you got?
Again, I need to stress the name of the show is Paulie Max Particles. And if there are particles ever to be spread on this show, it's the fact that Jimmy Dillon, without any pre-show discussion, he shows up in a robe. I just that made my week, dude. And again, he did look so comfortable and so relaxed. And
he's always like that.
Line, yes,
he's always like that, dude. And that's the truth of the matter is, Tony, if you had to grade me as a guitar player on my best day, I'm like maybe a C-, maybe. And but playing with a guy like Jimmy Dillon, who's an A+, who's played with Booker T and Bob Dylan, like he doesn't kind of like he doesn't power you or push you with his talent. He just relaxes and lets you kind of ease in. And I really appreciate that about him, because sometimes when I play with really good musicians, I get really nervous because, dude, I feel like fly with those guys.
But I feel like those are the best musicians, are the unselfish ones.
Yeah,
the ones that want the accompaniment. You know, the ones that know that you know, less is more at times, but more can be more also. And the 4 T's, I will, as long as I live, I will never forget the 4 T's that he mentioned: touch, tone, time, and taste. Dude, come on.
No, and he's got it all. He's got all 4 in spades. And again, JimmyDillon.com is the website. Go check his stuff out. He does offer lessons. I mean, there's not a better guy you could learn from than Jimmy. But like, even on his page right now, I'm looking at Jimmy Dillon with Clarence Clemens, Jimmy Dillon with Bon Jovi, Jimmy Dillon with Eric Clapton, Jimmy Dillon with Sting, Jimmy Dillon with Bob Weir. I mean, it's pretty insane, but he's so incredible. He's so low key and humble. Like, even tonight, he was like, you know, I don't really like to tell that story, but it's like, bro, go ahead.
Leave on. Yeah. Come on, leave on Helm. Come on. I mean,
leave on Helm. What else you need? I mean, you want credentials? There they are. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, so, Patty from Napa. Wait, Bon Jovi. I know Patty's a big Bon Jovi.
Yes, fan. Patty Bon Jovi. Get over to JimmyDillon.com. By the way, I'm going to blow Patty's doors off. Get ready for this, Patty. True story. I thought of you every step of the way. So, Tony, Patty and I have been sparring for years about Bon Jovi. Because I will tell her, you know, God, in Jersey, dude, Bon Jovi, we go beat up Bon Jovi. You know what I mean? Like, which we didn't, of course, but I was just making a point. Like, I was kind of a Springsteen guy. He was my Jersey rep. But Bon Jovi, but Patty, I saw him live. And Tony, you'll appreciate this. When I saw Rat on Invasion of Your Privacy tour, Bon Jovi opened. They were they were a young band. They were just getting out of the gate.
Look at Patty.
Look at Patty.
Look at Patty.
I got more.
Oh,
I'm not done. I got more Bon Jovi for you. This is all for you, Patty. This is my Patty from Napa tribute. So I think it's on Hulu. This is going to shock you. This is going to shock everybody, but this is true. There is like, I don't know if it's a mini series or it's like a documentary series, something like that, but there's like a Bon Jovi docu-series on Hulu. Hey, Tony, I started watching it.
I'd watch in a heartbeat.
I started watching
in a heartbeat.
and I'm kind of glad I did. It's really interesting. It's like a look back at his whole career, but it's also them like getting ready and practicing for a new tour. Although, Patty, I do have a question. Honestly, I'm not being sarcastic. I would like to know why Richie Sambora no longer plays with Bon. Like, what happened there? Is it just like your typical rock star feud thing? Is that it?
That's a bummer.
Well, because Richie, now I didn't meet Richie.
Know that. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so that was the only tough, because he was like my favorite guy in that band. I always like Richie Sambora. He's a great guitar player, and he's a really good dude. I got to meet him once. He was super cool, and but he's not in the band now. So Tony, when you watch the documentary, you're kind of looking around, and you got this other guy up there. I'm like, that ain't Richie Sambora. So I miss him, and
And by the way, I have to do this for DC. Another super. He did this during the hit with Jimmy Dillon.
Okay, yeah.
Will there be a jam session on 327 at Longbridge Pizza?
There could be. I'll bring a guitar if that's what you guys want. I mean, Tony, could we? I mean, theoretically, sure.
It says, of course, hoping Tony drops some vocals. I don't know, man. I'll
see.
Do some rehearsing.
You know what? You're a big P when it comes to vocals, dude. You're a P.
Maybe I'll get Jimmy. Maybe I'll get Jimmy Dillon's number from you, Paulie, and maybe I can rehearse with Jimmy Dillon to get some singing lessons from Jimmy, because
you don't need them, dude. You don't need any freaking singing lessons. Just get out there. He's got to let it rip, man. You got to just let it rip. And the worst thing about here's the worst thing about Tony, okay, as a musician, is that I gotta hold him hostage to get a vocal out of him. We played a gig together once, Tony and I, up in I think Leah might have been there actually. We did a gig up at Iron Springs in Fairfax a couple of years ago, and we played the car song, My Best Friend's Girlfriend. That song is dependent on backup vocals because there's like a call and response thing going on. And I can't do everything. I'm like, Tony, you got to freaking help me with this one. And you did, and you crushed it. And you're just a big baby. You're a big baby with your vocals. And
I'll work on it. Hey, DC, I will work on it, man. A jam session, you never know. I mean, we could bring acoustic guitars and a little, you know, one of those little, what do they call them? Pig nose amps. And maybe
I got one. I can bring all the gear, dude. I can bring everything. I'll put you on the spot. You're gonna have to sing.
Better to have than have not. So I think we show up equipped and see where the event takes us. By the way, just to refresh, if you're just joining us, we're gonna be having our first PMP Army hang at Longbridge Pizza. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have our first on the season opener Giants baseball, not the home opener, but the season opener on March 27th.
Yeah.
First pitch Giants Reds is 1:10. I would say if you show up at high noon, I think that's fair to say, show up at high noon, and we'll take it from there.
Hey, real quick question about the Giants road, because I was just about to say, like, I assume we're getting Logan Webb opening day, right?
Yeah. Melvin said there's not even a conversation. There's no conversation.
As there should not be.
Is getting the
That's why last year when people were like, well, Snell's here now, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if Snell's here. But Logan Webb is our freaking starter. Like, I got pissed about that. And I always knew, I got to tell you the truth in the back of my head. I don't want to say this out loud because I don't want to upset everybody. I felt deep in my soul that Blake Snell was one and done. I'm like, I know. This guy ain't sticking around. Like, you could just tell he was a part-time dude. And I always kind of resented that.
Paulie, was he a part-time lover?
Great track, by the way. Part-time lover.
Incredible track.
Could I get a vocal out of you now? Since you are now, dude, we have started the Let Tony Sing movement. Have you seen that on the comments line? Multiple people hashtag Let Tony Sing. It ain't me. I'm encouraging. Give it to me. Give it to me.
I don't even know the words. Part-time lover.
You hear the bass, you guys? You hear the bassy tones of a Tony vocal? I need them.
She and he, That's it. I mean, that's actually a hard vocal when he goes up and he goes, undercover passion on the run,
Passion on the run. Is there any other kind? Hey, Tony, I mean, right? Passion on the run. If it ain't on the run, it don't count. As far as I'm concerned.
Hey, can I mention a couple of sports things?
Well, I was talking
Giants.
Giants. I'm not done with the Giants. I got another question for you.
Yeah,
for real.
I want to talk. There's a couple things. One thing happened in the NFL today, and I also want to go back to the PMP Sports Desk for a score update as well. So keep going.
By the way, at 2, Snell. I like that Robot Centaur. Tony, okay, so Logan Webb is in the 1 spot. Could you make a prediction on the rest of the rotation? Go ahead. Just as far as where they're going to put Verlander, he's not number 2, right? He's got or is he? Does Verlander get the 2nd spot?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Robbie Ray, I would think Robbie Ray would be number 2. I would think Robbie Ray would be number 2, would be my guess. Robbie Ray
trumps every. I mean, I'm just asking because
Robbie Ray, dude, I have high expectations for that dude. And
do you not have high expectations for Verlander? Honestly, do you like?
I don't. He's 42. I feel like he's almost like a player coach. And I'm happy. I don't dislike having him, but I just think that I don't have if he goes 500 for the season and stays healthy for the whole season, I'd be stoked, right? But he's 42, and he also is pitching in a great pitcher's ballpark too. Oracle Park is a great pitcher's ballpark. We got dude, what's up, Ryan Kaufman? Dude, he changed his name from Rising Wolf to Ryan. That was Rising Wolf, by the way. Is Ryan Kaufman? Maybe it's a different account today. Maybe he's got a different account. But he suggested Verlander home opener. Maybe that's the case. You shove Verlander to the back, and you have
you got Birdsong and Harrison to deal with too. Like those guys,
or Jordan or Jordan Hicks too. So it's like you got.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, we're just talking.
I would say Ray 2, Hicks 3.
Wow, look at you.
No. Harrison 3.
Okay.
Harrison. Although if you want to go righty lefty righty,
it's probably better. Yeah.
Because you could go righty lefty righty lefty righty, and that would be pretty sweet actually.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. I was just curious. Yeah. Because I expect to see Logan Webb at our watch party on 327 at Longbridge Pizza. It's going to be a lot of fun. And by the way, they are working on the Paulie Mac artisan pizza right now. We'll reveal it when the time has come, but the great pizza makers of Longbridge, they're in the laboratory and they're going to get it done. And DC checking in. Yeah.
This isn't a riff. This isn't a riff either, but there's new sausage in the mix. There's new sausage in the mix that we're discussing for Paulie's pizza.
I don't know.
By the way, Paulie's Particle Pizza is
for real.
Actually the official.
That's the name of the pot. I'm so excited.
DC's a super. Another option DJ Rob B could provide. We talked about that with Rob B. Having him bring in like a crate of wax and his turntable. Oh, interesting. Okay. And we have Steven. We have Steven who does the playlist at Longbridge too. There's a lot of options here. And by the way, if you go to Spotify, there's 2 playlists here. If you take out your pens or your pencils,
I brought my pencil.
People,
yeah.
And maybe I can make maybe I'll make a banner of it too. LXBX PXCX is the name of the playlist that Steven at Longbridge Pizza put together. That's fantastic.
Yep.
And then we also have PMP. What is it? What's ours? PMP 25, I believe it's called.
It says PMP playlist 25. I trust you guys can all find this now. My buddy Winks and I. Winks is kind of one of our, the same way Don Peralta is like our unofficial art director, but he is our art director. And Dom, we're coming. Don't worry, brother. We're going to be talking. Jeff Winks, my buddy Winks, he's kind of become like my by default. I just dubbed him. I go, hey Winks, guess what?
Nice.
You're doing all the troubleshooting for the Paulie Mac Particle show now. And he lives in Los Angeles. But anyway, true story. I got on the phone with him after the show last week. I was so embarrassed about not being able to show the playlist. So we worked on it. I trust you guys can find it now. If you can't find it that way, search by my username, which is Paulie Picks. You should definitely find it that way. I got a lot of people checking in saying I found it through your name. So it's all one word, PAULIEPIX. If you enter that and search that, you'll definitely find it. So enjoy. And we'll add to it this week because we do our musical assignments on Friday and we'll put 2 new tracks up there.
Beautiful.
Tony,
hey, Paulie.
Yeah.
Well, PMP Sports Desk update.
Thanks,
at
bro.
halftime. Yeah. The Dons up 33-31 over the Oregon State Beavers. By the way, the Oregon State Beavers are no joke. They're 20-9 and they're 10-6 in conference. They're only 2 games behind the Dons. So the Dons are up 33-31 at halftime, which is good. We get the second half once we wrap up the show here. And then I want to just, let's get the song. I would like to celebrate another day of living. Right.
Yeah,
I just want to celebrate.
yeah.
The NFL is just announced that they are going to do first down tracking next season. There will
Well,
be
I saw
first
this. Yeah,
down tracking.
yeah,
Paulie
yeah,
brought it up to me this morning or later this afternoon,
yeah.
and I thought he was messing with me. I thought he
No,
was just messing with me, but
no.
it's true.
Yeah, no more
First
chain
down.
gang, dude. There's no more chain gang. I'm gonna kind of miss the chain gang though, and I'll tell you why.
I feel like they
Because
should still have it just to have it as a backup. Because what
it's
happens
funny.
if technology fails? You know,
It's funny.
technology always fails.
Well, that's part of the problem. It's funny. Shout out to Tom Tolbert again, because the other day I was watching Tolbert, and I love to just be able to say that again. The other day I was watching Tolbert, but I was
Mhm.
watching Tolbert. I think on
Mhm.
Monday. I think it might have been his first show or second show. I forget. In any case, Tom was talking about what it was like, and we're all in the same boat. If you're like roughly our age, hey Rex, growing up when we grew up, there was no replay, there was no internet. Dude, there wasn't even Sports Center. Okay, when we were growing up, you want to talk about bare bones, dude. It was bare bones. Sports was not the juggernaut that it is today in terms of entertainment and in terms of mass media. So Tom was saying, dude, when I watched football games as a kid, watch those chain gangs on the sidelines. That's the only way I could tell where the first down marker was.
Totally.
And it's so fun. I still do that. I've just been trained over the years. Like when I watch pro foot or college ball, I always look for the chain gang because that's where I can tell, okay, that's where they got to go. And I know they have the highlighted line and all that now, which is fine, but that's like the video game kind of coming into the, pro sports thing. We've seen that for a long time. I got mixed feelings about it, Tony. I don't know if I'm as excited as you are. I hope it's more accurate. I assume that's the goal here.
I just feel like in 2025, I think it's time, right? Like I'm not against
time won't give
having
me
the
time,
chain gang.
Tony.
Time will never give you time.
That's the thing.
As long as Boy George is still with us, time will never give you time.
By the way, T, you burned one before the show tonight?
I did not. I
just
did not.
asking.
I should have. I should have.
I should have.
No, I did not.
I will in about 10 minutes, but not yet. Yeah.
Look at this. DC's back again.
DC's back, dude.
Again. Yeah.
DC's back. Dude. Thank you, DC. I don't have the Pinot with me right now, bro. In fact, I think I might have to boot that to tomorrow, but don't worry, DC. It's coming. And thank you for the donation, too. We do appreciate it.
You know what? Stand by. You hold down the fort, Paulie. Just go ahead.
All right. Creative Tony's going to run off and get a beverage. I can't do that. It's too far away from where I'm sitting right now. Last week, when I was enjoying the Pinot on the show, it was kind of a pre-planned thing. I brought it up here because we wanted to toast the return of Tom Tolbert. I don't have the luxury of that right now, unless I just walked away and just left a blank screen for everybody. Although I don't know how well that would fly. I just don't know. You guys can respond to that if you like. Yes, Rags, ban the QB slide too. And you know what? When you talk about the QB slide, you know who manipulates the living shit out of that is Patrick Mahomes. He does his little tap dance, song and dance number. Is he sliding? Is he not sliding? We don't know. And then the defender comes in just to make a play. Boom, there's your penalty flag. It drives me freaking crazy. I hate that. Rags, totally with you. I don't know how they can adjust that rule or what the rule will be to determine when you can and cannot hit a quarterback who's gone into the slide. But as Creative Tony himself pointed out many times, I'm just commenting on something Rags posted up where he was saying, dude, fix the problems with the QB slide too, because Patrick Mahomes has hijacked that, and he's turned it into some mutant thing where he pretends like he's going to slide, but then he just drops his ass to the field like it's not a real slide, and it puts defenders in an impossible position to make a play because you want to go make a play, but you know that if you do, you're going to get a whistle. Here we go again now. See, look at John. You see what happens? All right, well, Tony, I'm going to let you. Yeah.
Okay. I described a Modelo, a nice ice cold Modelo. All of my IPAs are really good, consumed. Man. I need to go back to the store.
Oh, you're making me very envious. You see what Sons is doing right now? His son's Johnny Lee. He's asking for bonus minutes. He's asking for bonus minutes. Yeah.
I mean, I'm prepared. So
Paul, I'm not.
If you want to go dismiss yourself for a moment, I can definitely absolutely hold down the fort while you do that. Because I have an ice cold Modelo, and I'm just gonna. Well, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you.
You know what's crazy?
Johnny Lee, thank you for the super, dude. I'm here. I'm here till 9:30. Paulie's with me. Plus, we can give scores from the PMP Sports Desk as well. And while we're at it, Paulie, Neil Donardi from Longbridge Pizza just said, "Let's create a PMP Army pizza exclusively for the season opener." So we got it's gonna be it's building up to be a very fun day on March 27th, and I'm so stoked that we have this in place for the season opener. We're not going to wait for the home opener. We're going to go. Let's go season opener. First pitch 110. Paulie, are you going to stay put? Or are you gonna, or should I?
Well,
should
no,
I
I'm
wait for you?
dealing. I'm what you would call multitasking right now, Tony. I'm actually
Sure.
I'm doing some
Sure.
show producing while we're
Nice.
doing the middle of the show. I got big news
Nice.
actually. Just got a text from one of my favorite people on planet Earth. Her name is Kate Scott, and Kate Scott is, if you don't know, you should. But Kate Scott was a part of the Murph and Mac show years ago. She is honestly one of my favorite people I've ever worked with. I'll never forget when I first met Kate and I got to know her a little bit, and she used to do sports updates on her show. But immediately Murph and I were like, Kate, open that mic. We're going to be talking to you. It's not just going to be updates with us. We're going to we want our audience to get to know you. And turns out she is such a lovely person, and she's incredible.
She really is.
Incredibly talented at what she does. And one day she would kill me if she knew I told this, but I'm doing it anyway. Sorry, Kate, because she's very modest. But one day we were on the air back in the old building, Tony, when the leader was really still the freaking leader when we were on Hawthorne. I walked down the hall during a commercial break one day to Kate Scott's studio because she, believe it or not, she was like 25, 30 feet away from the broadcast studio. She was behind Pecan Studio, which was the producers, and then behind that was another studio. So to see Kate, it was kind of tough to see her in those days from where we were. So I would go down during breaks and talk to her. And I remember I opened the door one day and I go, "Hey, Kate, you are I'm not going to say, but I said, you're an effing star. You are an effing star." And I told her, because she had started doing some TV work around that time. I go, "I don't know that I've ever seen anybody more comfortable in front of a TV camera than you." And she's so good at what she does. And now, if you haven't kept track on her career, she is the voice of the Philadelphia 76ers. And I'm so proud of her. And I love her so much. And anyway, Kate and I have been texting. I think she'll be joining us on Friday on the show. Yeah. So, and by the way, it's midnight. And she had a game tonight, I think. Did she have a game tonight? She might have.
They did. They had a game tonight. Yeah.
Another crazy Kate Scott story. But anyway, we're looking forward to talking to Kate on Friday. We love Kate. It's going to be awesome to talk to her and to see her. Dude, when I went to Detroit for the second...
Just so you know, the Knicks beat the Sixers 110-105 tonight.
Dude, the Sixers, it's like they're going down in flames, dude.
And by the way, Brunson, 34. Brunson dropped 34 on the Sixers tonight.
Watch me let me take a wild guess with Creative Tony. I would imagine you're a big Brunson fan.
I love Brunson.
I knew it.
I
knew it. I do too.
Love the way he plays the game. Yeah.
He plays.
By the way, I can't wait.
No, don't wait. Get it. Go.
All right. Okay.
Go. I'm gonna man the ship. I can't leave you tonight. There's just too much going on.
Man,
but next week I'll be ready. It's my fault. Preparation is everything.
It's okay.
But it's okay. Shake it off, man. We got another play.
I want to share something while you're just talking, Kate. I just want to show people.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Yeah, this is an oldie but a goodie, P. That's an oldie but a goodie.
There we are. Hey, look at my clean shaven face right there. That's Kate Scott, Paulie Mack, and Brian Murphy. That looks like... No, I guess that's a new building. I can't really tell.
That's the old building,
the new...
I think.
Actually, Tony, I'm not talking about like the real new building. You know what I mean?
No, we can't.
Don't even get into that.
Don't get Murph started on that.
Yeah, I know. Poor Murph, dude. By the way, you can start with the hashtag free Murphs anytime you want. That poor bastard. They got him over there. And he, dude, I'm not even gonna, I don't want to go down that road.
Okay. But just because we have Dom's artwork, I'm gonna post it while you
Thank you.
Okay, that's great news about Kate Scott. We also have Todd Gerlifson, USF Hoops head coach, coming on as well. And then what we got Thursday tomorrow, we're at 11 a.m. tomorrow. We're at high noon on Friday. So it's shaping up to be a great rest of the week. Yeah. Paulie, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the chain gang thing with the NFL, right?
Sure.
Because like I feel like if they kept the chain on the side, because they say the mark on the TV is unofficial and sometimes it can be off. Like
I like what you're saying. I like where you're going.
Not a full yard, but like a half yard. It can be off. It just couldn't be off. I feel like it would behoove them to have as a backup or a secondary the chain gang to follow along. So you have something actual, physically there to as a backup,
No, I feel you. I actually like that.
Something tangible that you can actually as a backup. What are your thoughts?
No, I dig that. I think that's a cool dude. Look at the slug of beer Creative Tony's taking. Is that cold?
Right.
That beer is cold.
Ice cold. Ice cold.
See, how many of those do you have in the fridge right now, roughly?
There's 6.
Damn it.
Yeah, and there's also a
Gotcha.
good beer called Mango Cart, which is like another good daytime. And then by the shout out to Lagunitas Daytime IPA, which is like I think it's like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
4% alcohol beverage. It's like
You know
really
what I mean?
good like daytime
Creative
IPA.
Tony, do you ever go Modelo Dark? Because I do. Because I do.
I'll do the Negro Modelo. You talking about Negro Modelo?
That's exactly what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
very
Mhm.
good, very good, very.
If you had a
good. Yeah,
choice, one clean, one dark, what are you going with?
clean.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I like Modelo. I'm not gonna lie, it's a great beer, dude. I like
Pacifico or Modelo if you had to choose.
I'm sorry?
Pacifico or Modelo if you
I
had to
think I'll
choose.
probably go. Well, either one is a win. I feel
Mhm.
very comfortable with either one. I'm very happy to have either one. I love the
Mhm.
Pacifico label. Something about that yellow label I really
Yeah,
dig.
true,
You don't
true,
see a
true,
lot of
yeah,
yellow labels,
yeah.
so I dig that. Shout out to the
But I
yellow
do like
community.
you mentioned this with the Miller High Life the other day. This is another clear bottle, right?
That's why I said it's
A
nice
clear
and
bottle.
clean. You can see, yeah, dude. I like that. I like a nice clean bottle.
Hey, this is another business or housekeeping thing. Andrew
Okay, yeah.
on the comment line was saying he couldn't find Tom Tolbert's second show. I believe so. If it's if you go to YouTube, it's the Tom Tolbert Show at
Yeah.
on YouTube. So just search the Tom Tolbert Show.
Yeah.
If you guys have any difficulties, shout out, and you can email us pauliespod@gmail.com. The emails that have been coming in have been great. John Joseph's been on fire. We've gotten some robe photos that we're holding on to for next week. I might reprise Jimmy Dillon and just have a screenshot of Jimmy Dillon to bring back up next Tuesday for Rugby Tuesday.
I think, in fact, you know what, Tony, on that note, if you could do me a favor, and Rags, I got a special treat coming up for you before we wrap tonight. So stay tuned, Rags. I know you got to go to bed, but hang on.
Yeah. Oh, and
Tony,
Andrew, sorry, Andrew. I think it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the Tolbert Show as of right now. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But just like we were before we locked in our schedule,
yeah.
Tom is kind of feeling it out to see
Yeah.
what he wants to
Yeah.
what he wants to do.
I got to be honest. I think that's a good approach too. I do.
Yeah,
I think to not lock in a schedule right out of the gate when you're doing this kind of format,
Mhm.
because like we have heard from a lot of people that they really like this time slot on Wednesday. So hey, we're happy to serve you guys, man.
I love this time slot.
We'll continue to do this night flight on Wednesday for all of y'all. And Creative Tony, I wanted to ask you also. Oh no, you had something for me. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't want to hijack your.
No, I was just talking about the chains. I just wanted to know how do you feel about having the backup as the chains, and then if for some reason the technology fails, like remember the lights went out in the Super Bowl. Like I'm not saying it would fail, and you should hopefully have the backup in the that big epicenter in New York, right? We're gonna go to New York and all that. But I just like having something tangible, something also, like you said, to follow along with.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to have, you remember like when the NHL did the tracer on the puck, which was
I didn't
like
like that. I didn't like that.
It was too much. It was too much.
It is too much. And I know people have a hard time following the puck. I mean, generally you can just look, you'll find it if you just look like, I know this sounds crazy, but just look at where's all the action going. If it's in the corner, they're all gravitating to the puck. But no, I never liked that. I never liked the tracer. It kind of annoyed me. Turning that into a video game was
it's almost like you might have it like, some residuals from maybe, I don't know.
A couple dead shows of my past. Yeah, the ghost of dead shows past. Believe me, they come out sometimes, and I have to ask myself, is that real or am I just doing a thing right now? Hey, Tony,
Exactly.
No, believe me, it's happened. I wanted to ask you also on Friday when we do the Friday high noon show, please unleash a photo of Jimmy Dillon for my head on Friday just to get me ready for the gig. And so the audience, we can do a nice reminder. But dude, and I also love that Jimmy Dillon, Tony, that his hair was sticking like straight up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Jimmy's hair, it's like a rooster. Like he just didn't care. He's like, yeah, I'm out of the shower. Just what I look like. Jimmy Dillon rules. Creative Tony, what other sports matters do you have? Because I have a request for you, but I don't want to. If you got more stuff, bring it on.
I have always got stuff, so give me your request. And I forgot to ask Jimmy Dillon about Buckethead, but that's okay. Maybe ask him on Friday.
We'll get him on Friday. I'll ask him. Hey, Jimmy, do you know Buckethead? He'd be like, oh, yeah, sure. We hang all the time. It wouldn't surprise me. Really wouldn't surprise me. Rags, my buddy Rags and I, and I were on the phone earlier tonight, and we were laughing our asses off at this video. And I just got to show this for a second because.
I got to show something first, Paulie. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
The rules are there ain't no rules. DC back at it with another super. DC are on fire. Tony got to share. I'm drinking some Sonoma Springs Brewing Company tonight. It's their Pacific Coast Hop Highway, a tropical West Coast IPA. Dude, DC, cheers, buddy.
Dude, you're putting that beer down nice. Take a hit, T. Take a nice big hit for me. This one's for me. I don't have any. Yeah. Oh, that looks good. I can almost taste it. Yeah. I can almost taste it just by proximity. Okay, so in the bookmarks, folder, Tony, get in there. I don't know what this video means. I'm doing this only for comedic purposes. There's no hidden meaning. There's no deep meaning going on here. Rags and I found this video. We're watching it before the show tonight. We're both laughing our asses off. And he's like, where did you find this? I just found this on Twitter. It's two dudes getting ready to have a barbecue on their roof. And I guess they're making up their own track. And the name of the track is I Ain't Never Seen a Big Boy Get on the Roof. You got that?
Okay.
I ain't never seen
this
a big
official, Paulie, though. I'm gonna play the bookmarks open just to be like to make it sound like we kind of know what we're doing here. Here we go.
It's time.
Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to.
For bookmarks.
Maybe that's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies.
PMP style.
Well, I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over.
Okay. All right. There he is. Bookman has spoken. Yes.
We fed the ducks for bookmarks. I'm gonna give you another generic music bed from the our streaming software.
Sure.
I'm gonna want you to choose. There's either Into Space is one of the things.
I like going into space. I'm a big fan of space. Yeah.
Or the other one's called Night Driving. Which one do you want to pick?
Let's try Night Driving to stay with the theme. Although the space, it's a little soft. It's a little soft. Yeah, it's maybe a little too mellow because Feeding the Ducks is mellow. Let me go to Deep Space. Let me try Deep Space.
Into Space. Let's go Into Space.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're gonna like this. I think let's let this go.
What are we doing?
Yeah, we're into space. Yeah. Okay, Into Space.
Let that go. That's our new bookmark sped. That's our new bookmark sped. Keep that one
was
handy.
Some live post-production meeting.
For the record, Creative Tony has always been a very, very talented producer his entire career. I don't know how to produce shit, okay? I don't know how to produce anything. So, Tony, and by the way, NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC, favorite Bay Area drummer, Jay Lane. Cheers to that, brother. I'm a Jay Lane fan myself, big Jay Lane fan. Primus, Rat Dog, Dead and Company. He's in Dead and Company now. Billy Kay can't really do it physically, so Jay Lane has assumed that chair. He plays with Mickey Hart now in Dead and Company. I'll see them soon. I believe Creative Tony might as well, but enough on that. Creative Tony, bookmarks. Here's the deal. I want to show my friends in the comments line this. I hope you guys like this. Yes, and I am super thirsty, robot. I really am. Tony's killing me, but it's my fault. It's my fault. I raised my hand to the scorer's table. I didn't come prepared. I was too distracted by this video, as you're about to see. I can't stop watching it. I don't know what it means. There's a
let me find it. Oh, there it is.
There's a skinny kid and a fat kid. The skinny kid's rapping. The fat kid's breaking off dance moves like you read about. I'm just going to let the video do the talking. Tony, we're not going to get sued for showing this. Like, seriously?
No, we won't. But I'm going to stop. We're going to leave space for a second so we can get the full experience.
Now, and when you see this, just take note that the kid coming out of his window, he's already dancing when he's climbing out the window. Tony, behold, and turn on the volume so everybody can see this. I don't know what it is. I love
the
this.
Volume's up. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Look at my guy. Look at my guy coming out. Keep it going. Here we go with the grill. Look at the footwork. Okay, stop. Okay, couple things.
Incredible.
Couple quick things.
Incredible.
One, the footwork. The big guy, dude, do not sleep on the footwork. Big guy's peeling off a lot of fancy moves. And then my favorite move of the whole night, the freaking lid of the grill, picks it up, and slams it right back down. Tony
he incorporates the lid.
Yeah, he's still got look at him. One more time. Could you play it back to the beginning? Dude, one more time from the beginning, if you don't mind. His footwork,
here we go. Here we go.
Is amazing.
Dude.
Here he comes.
Oh, he's got. Heck yeah.
Watch the feet.
Incredible.
Watch the feet. Look at the feet. Okay. And by the way,
I guess-
more greatness. We should try to find these guys and get them on the show, dude.
Actually, it's a great call.
I need to talk to these guys. And the skinny guy, don't sleep on the skinny guy. He's breaking off the vocal. The only line in the whole song, "Big boy gonna get on the roof."
Big
And dude,
boy gonna get on the roof. God,
I
that's
ain't
amazing.
Tony. I ain't never seen a big boy get on the roof. And here's the thing: that guy's a genius too, because while he's rapping, he's
Mhm.
holding up his shorts are falling down.
Yes,
I don't know,
yes,
it's
yes.
everything about that video is a home run, dude.
That's incredible.
Skinny guy's holding up his stuff while he's rapping. Big guy with the footwork. And if you want to find that on Twitter, that's right, Rags. That is the new PMP dance. Maybe we can recreate that at Longbridge, dude. I'll be rapping and you can do the big guy footwork, Tony, with the grill, with the lid.
Fine, fine.
Yeah.
As long as Longbridge can give me, because I want to applaud that gentleman's use of the apron, because I'm also an apron fan.
Yeah.
I like to put on the apron when I cook, when I'm making food around the house or when I'm in the backyard grilling. Whatever. I like to put the apron on. That dude had an apron on, and it was flying. It was flowing. If I can get a Longbridge to get an apron, I'll rock that thing all damn day on March 27th.
You know what else, Tony? I got to make a confession real quick. I'm really uptight in life. Honestly, in life in general, I'm uptight about a lot of stuff. And like, I'm one of these guys that I'm super uptight about, like, taking off my shirt in front of people unless I'm in shape. Like, if I'm not in shape, I don't want to do that. I just don't. Like, I don't want you guys to see the rolls of fat. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's why I love this guy, because he doesn't give a damn. The guy, Big Boy, doesn't give a damn, bro.
No,
like you said, apron, nothing else. Bare chest,
else.
dude. Everything's jiggling and flopping, and he could care less. And I wish I had that kind of freedom in my life, but I'm way too uptight.
We'll do a reprise. Let's do a reprise. Let's just get a reprise. Here we go.
Okay, one more time. And I hope you guys dig this. I don't know. For me, there's something about this. Yeah. The feet, man. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah. That is just incredible.
Look
That's
at my
just
guy,
incredible.
dude. He's nimble. This guy's nimble.
Love-
He's like
love
Jackie Gleason, man. Sometimes these big guys they're light on their feet. So
it's
anyway,
incredible.
respect. I hope you guys like that, Tony. The rest of the show is yours. I know I forced that out there, but I had a good time with that. Instead of buying munchies on the super, hey man, DC, we love you, bro. I hope to see you on 327. I want to meet the mysterious DC. You know,
Yes, and we will reiterate all the details at the end of the show about our first PMP Army hang coming up.
Hey T, one more thing I got to tell you real quick.
Go.
I ain't never seen a big boy get on the roof. Big boy get on the roof. I ain't never seen a big boy. I like you drumming along, dude. Big boy get on the roof. I ain't never seen a big boy get on. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it's about, but I freaking love it. I do. That's all. Just a cheap laugh for everybody. I hope you guys like that. And yes, Don Peralta, shout out the shirtless guys at the stick, especially in the bleachers by the scoreboard on those summer days. Every time, like Jack Clark or Willie McCovey, one of those guys who hit a home run out there when I was a kid, like they would do the whole bleachers be a bunch of shirtless men out there. You don't get that anymore because everyone's vain like me now. Everyone's like, I ain't taking my shirt off unless I'm in shape. How about you, T? Would you peel off your shirt in front of a stadium full of people if you weren't in shape?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
See, I know.
I don't know.
I'm just being real. Just being real with y'all. Yeah.
I will be honest. Every time I see somebody in a tank top that is like in shape, I will comment to them saying, "Hey, I applaud that you are able to wear a tank top because I'm simply not able to do that. So I applaud your effort because I can't do that."
Murph and I used to break what's his name's balls all the time. Like he gives a shit. He doesn't care about us. We're like gum on the bottom of his shoe. But that guy Pat McAfee, he did his show on ESPN for like 3 years with a tank top on. He's now transitioned to sleeves. Like he's finally wearing shirts. But Murph and I would look at this guy because we would have that on in the studio, like while we were doing the Murph and Mac show with the sound off. And we go to commercial break, and Murph would say, like, what's it going to take to have this asshole put a shirt on? Like, it used to really bother Murph. You know what I mean? That he's wearing. And I'm like, dude, because Murph's got a lot of weird, like, uptight rules about, like, dress codes. He
Right.
used to break your balls, dude, about
Oh.
coming in with sandals. He hated that.
Well, but hold on. I made a comment on the air about like telling Murph, hey, dude, you don't need to wear khakis to work every day. Like you can,
When
you
was
can,
Oh, that must have been pre Murph and
this
Mac
is
though.
pre you. This is pre Murph and
Because I
Mac.
never
This is
got
when
I didn't get the khaki stage.
why he stopped wearing them pretty quick. Like he was like, because I used to say, oh man, are you golfing today? Oh wait, you're
Yeah.
wearing khakis again? Oh wait, you're wearing golf. Like I said, how about some jeans? How about, and then don't dare bring up shorts to Murph at work.
Oh, dude, he hates shorts. He
Yeah.
hates shorts guts. Although I think Murph will wear shorts, but he does not accept shorts in the workplace. It doesn't.
And
There were times we would have intense heat waves. Like, we get those real intense heat waves in the
Correct.
summertime, September, October kind of thing. It's like 107 degrees. And that's one thing about San Francisco. If you don't live in the city, there is one kind of little known factoid about living in San Francisco proper is that when it gets hot, there's no escape. It's like sitting in a
Correct.
freaking oven in San Francisco. Because the breeze is gone, there's no fog, and now you're just cooking. But anyway, even when we have those heat waves, Tony would come strolling in shorts, and Murph wasn't having it. He was not having it. He would get like really pissed about that.
well,
Tony
and
wearing
also
shorts.
I got in trouble with our former boss Tony Salvador because I was wearing flip flops one day, and he
Oh God,
he was not very happy seeing my flip flops, and I said, well. And this is again, I probably wouldn't do this now.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done this at all. I know. What are you doing, man?
No,
This
but
is
I said to him, I said, Tony, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that women show up here in open-toed shoes. So I think,
You don't talk back to the Don. You don't talk back
he-
to the Don. Yeah.
he did not like that at all.
No, he didn't like
didn't.
it. Of course not. I remember another time he was yelling at us all. We were in the conference room. We did something. I don't know what we did, but we did something bad. Because anytime Tony would let you have it, bro. I mean, this is a different time. This is a different era. Like that kind of stuff today I don't even know what the consequence would be of a guy
Correct.
yelling like that. But back then, dude, it was a Wild West. And plus, I was okay with it. Like, Tony, you need to yell at me, dude. Let me have it. Go ahead.
Sure,
I know I acted
sure.
out. I'm being a punk. Let me have it. So one day we're getting yelled at about something, and he looks at Tony and he goes, yeah, he goes, and you. He goes, he sees creative Tony. This big Tony yelling at creative Tony. He goes, and you, I see you with all your machinations. Like, you remember that? Your machinations, dude. I don't know what you did. I forget what we did that time. Why were we
I forget too.
It probably doesn't matter. It's one of the many missteps we
So
had.
Tony
Yeah.
Salvador, the general manager, and myself, we had a not a complicated, but we were both
Don't do the Umbria story. Don't do that one.
I'm going to.
Okay, good. Don't do that. Yeah.
We were just both passionate people. That's all I'm going to say. And sometimes it always ended up in a hug or a handshake. So there was always that mutual respect.
Yeah.
But I definitely tested his patience a couple times.
I
and
see you with your machinations. Yeah. And you. Yeah.
Hey, can I share a couple more bookmarks?
Please, Tony, please. Thank you.
Okay, because there's some really good stuff here. Look at this with look at Moody as a starter this season. Okay, can you see that?
I can.
13
10 points for. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I can't. Then blow it up a little.
points.
Can you enlarge that?
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. Hang on.
All right, then read them to me because I'm having a hard time reading that.
Oh yes, it just shows the picture of Moody if I blow it up.
Oh,
But the
good.
tweet, the 13 points a game, 54 point, almost 55% field goal percentage, almost 49% 3-point percentage, and they're 9-0 when he starts. So I mean,
interesting stats. Yeah.
isn't that interesting? And he's playing. And Tolbert said it the other day. Moody is playing very well, and he's benefiting from the Jimmy Buckets style of basketball.
Yeah,
And then this, I believe, look at this. Jimmy Butler is the first Warrior in franchise history to have 120 plus points, 30 plus rebounds, 30 plus assists through a player's first 6 games with the team.
First player in history?
First
in
player
Warrior history?
in Warrior franchise history.
Damn.
Yeah. Isn't that sweet?
By the way, other great Warriors to have worn the number 10 very quickly, top of my head, I can give you David Lee.
Tim Hardaway. Yep. Run TMC.
And I'm trying to think. What number was Barbosa? No, Barbosa couldn't have been 10 because that's when D. Lee was on the team. What number was
Correct.
Barbosa? I was a big Barbosa fan.
Ooh,
I'm
Barbosa.
forgetting. Help me out in the comments line. What number did Barbosa wear
Ooh,
when
22?
he was a
Was he? No, he wasn't 22.
No, that's
20.
I'm forgetting. I'm at a
that's
loss.
Good question.
And by the
And
way,
Paulie,
shout out. Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say
shout
shout out to your idea, and Dom is quoting it number 19. Thank you, Mark Graves.
19.
Thank you.
No,
19. Dom Peralta shouting out the track we did for Barbosa. It was always one of my favorites. We did to the Knack, My Sharona. My
totally.
Barbosa. Yeah.
I mean, that's a
Dude,
riff.
is he, Tony, is he coming off of the bench, Barbosa? You know, when you gonna give him some time, Barbosa? Yeah.
So we missed this day. We didn't miss it. We just didn't mention it. But I just want to recognize that on February 24th, so this week,
y'all need to
1975,
recognize. Yeah.
This week in 1975, Physical Graffiti was released by Zeppelin. And I love all of Zeppelin's work, but this album for me resonates deeply. So I just wanted to celebrate that. I know you did too, Paulie, because it's
Leave that there. I got a couple comments. Oh,
yes.
Dude, well, first off, my favorite Zeppelin album, hands down.
Yeah.
They're all great. By the way, Creative Tony and I today, we had lunch. We got to talk about this too, but leave that up there. We had lunch with a former 49er today, Tim Anderson. He was a first-round draft pick in 1971. Fascinating guy. Tony and I, but anyway, when we were driving to the lunch, what did we listen to? We had Zeppelin 3 on at very loud volume levels. And Tony was like, dude, I love Out on the Tiles. I was like, good. I love Tangerine. Listen to the whole effing record. But real quick, seriously, real quick on this record of Physical Graffiti, that building is still standing. It's in New York. I think it's on St. Mark's. I forget. You could probably look it up on Wikipedia and find out. But when you stand next to that building or in front of that building, that's exactly what it looks like. And number two, this is wild. I don't know how many of you know this, but it's really cool. And after I tell you, you'll see it plain as day. If you go on YouTube later, search the Rolling Stones video, Waiting on a Friend, I love that song. I love Waiting on a Friend. Beautiful song. That video was shot on the steps of that building. So
no way.
When that video starts, Mick Jagger is sitting on those stairs, Tony, with Peter Tosh. It's Peter Tosh and Jagger sitting on those stairs, and they're waiting for Keith. So Keith comes walking over, then they're hanging out. Then they all get up and they go down to Ronnie Wood's bar, and then they play. It's a great New York video.
Wow.
So, have you seen that video, T? Do you know
I've
the one?
I've seen it. Like, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember it. I definitely remember the steps. I definitely remember the footsteps. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna. That's the homework assignment for the whole class tonight. You guys,
Beautiful.
You guys look that up, enjoy. And Tony, I think we're gonna have to wrap and dismiss the class now. We've turned the corner, and I do want to catch the end of the USF game, and I don't want to hold people too long. Yeah.
This is the last thing I'm going to share then, okay? This
okay,
is the last
sure.
Thing. Just pause.
I already know the game. Philadelphia, 1989.
Just watch. Everybody, please just stop what you're doing
and watch maybe one of the greatest passes ever thrown. Jerry Rice doesn't break stride. He's like in perfect stride. Go ahead.
Ever thrown. This is the greatness of Joe. Well, I mean, just watch this and the camera footage too. I mean, look at this pass. It's
just watch Jerry Rice in stride. Doesn't break it. Look at him.
Look at hey.
Hello. Goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Thanks for playing 46. Yeah.
It's just
this game. So one of the reasons I have a hard time with Patrick Mahomes is because he's never really been beaten up in an NFL game. Maybe in the Super Bowls a couple times, but generally speaking, it's hands off Mahomes. In this game right here, Joe Montana got sacked, Tony, 8 times in the first half.
Yes, I remember it. Yep, I remember it.
Got up. See, that's what I want to see Patrick Mahomes do. Can he get sacked 8 times, get up, and then throw 4 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter on the road? I don't think so.
Well, maybe if they change the rules a little bit, maybe if they adapt the rules and maybe he gets knocked on his ass a little bit more, then maybe we'll find out.
I love how you have this on a loop. Keep this thing going. Yeah, it's doing wonders for my head.
It's poetry in motion. And then the patented Joe with both arms up because he knows it's 6, right?
And again, this is after they were beating the stuffing out of Montana in the first half. I can't stress that enough. And he threw, again, count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns, Tony, in the fourth quarter. Not the second half, in the fourth effing quarter. One of his greatest performances of all time, and I love Montana forever. I'd like to see Mahomes do that. I don't think he's ever been sacked 8 times in an entire game, and I don't know that he could get up and still compete if that were the case. So I like to remind people of that.
100%.
Okay, Creative Tony, on the way out, Long Bridge Pizza. We love you guys. I haven't done the song for a while, so let me give you my operatic interpretation. Long Bridge Pizza, Long Bridge Pizza, Long Bridge Pizza, Long Bridge Pizza. Made that one up myself. That's for you, Neil. Long Bridge Pizza, laid back vibe, serious pizza.
I love it.
Every word of that is true. Creative Tony can vouch, whether you like the
Totally.
chicken parm sandwich or you're just a pizza junkie like your buddy Paulie Mac. That's where
Mhm.
you're going to want to be. And I always am on the hunt for new pizza places. I plead ignorance. I did not know of Longbridge before we met up and they became a sponsor. But now my life is all the richer for having Longbridge in my life. You guys are going to find out when you get in there. Everybody that we've sent in there, they turn right around and text us and be like, Paulie, you're not kidding. This place is legit. I told you guys. I wouldn't steer you guys wrong. When it comes to pizza,
question.
I'm not going to steer you wrong. I'm not. I wouldn't send you out there for a bad pie. And again, if you like chicken parm sandwiches or other great deli sangies like your prosciuttos, your capicolas, your soppressattas, all that stuff is there. And it's waiting for you. Creative Tony and I are very happy to announce if you're just getting on the Big Boy going to get on the roof. Big Boy going to eat some Longbridge. Dude, I want to see Big Boy open up the grill lid and have a Longbridge pizza in there. You know what I'm saying? Like when he opens it, maybe that's how we should recreate it. When we do the dance and we open up the grill, we'll have a pizza on the grill. Big Boy going to eat some Longbridge. Big Boy going to eat a chicken parm. Big Boy going to eat a chicken parm. I ain't never
With
seen a
the
Big
apron.
Boy. Yeah.
With a Longbridge apron
Holding
on.
the chicken parm and dancing and jiggling. I ain't never seen a big boy eat a chicken parm. I ain't never seen a big boy eat a chicken parm. Anyway,
And what day is chicken parm? Chicken
Wednesdays.
parm is Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
Tonight. They're not. I believe they're closed now. But chicken parm Wednesdays. They got the Detroit style square pizzas tomorrow on Thursdays. They got smash burgers on Tuesdays. And they're closed Mondays, but open every other day. Longbridgepizza.com for dine in or takeout. Also, did you get to the punchline? Did you get to the date and time of our first PMP hang, or did I cut you off?
I was about to, but DC's making me laugh, guys. You cannot coach those quick feet of Big Boy, and I'm with you, bro. You can't. That's not taught. But he's born with that, dude. And you see the way when he's pushing the grill, dude. He's doing like a wide. He was tightening the feet. They're wide. They're back. They're wide. The guy, he's fleet of foot, man. He's fleet of foot. So yeah.
Oh, dude, but you're right. The way he sees the little Weber barbecue and incorporates it into the dance.
He's dancing with it, bro.
He's pushing it. And then
and by the way, keep in mind they're on a rooftop. The whole thing they're shooting, they're on a rooftop.
Yes.
Kid climbs out of his window, he's on the roof. All right. But we're gonna have our Giants watch party on opening day, which is March 27th. We'll be talking about this a lot. Leading up to the day, but please do come. We'd love to see you. That's why we're giving you guys early
Spread
warning.
the word too. Spread the word, and also not the home opener, but the season opener. Season opener Thursday, March 27th. First pitch 1:10. I think we're going to decide to show up at high noon, and we will get the festivities going. And Sons of Johnny Lee asked about a live broadcast. I think we're going to do the show before we get to Longbridge, and then show up Longbridge because we want to hang out with you guys. If we did the show live, we wouldn't be able to hang.
That's right. And that's a great call by Tony, because I actually suggested that. I go, we should set the gear up and we can do a show in here. And Tony's like, yeah, but then we can't talk to anybody. So I agree with Tony. That was a good call, T. It's just better to hang. We'll drink some beers and eat some pizza. I think we'll have more fun that way. And it'll give us a chance to talk to everybody. Yeah.
And this is from Neil's mouth on the comment line tonight that he wants to create a PMP Army pizza for that day. So we're going to work on that. We're also creating Paulie's Particle Pizza, which will also be they're going to start rolling that out really soon.
And you cannot by the way, for the record, I don't want to scare anybody. I don't want anybody to think I'm doing a Ken Kesey number. It's not going to be an electric pizza. You're not going to get dosed. No, because they hear like Paulie Mac particles. Like, what's going on over there? Can I drive home after that? You're going to be fine. I promise. It's organic ingredients only. I would never do that to anybody. No, I'm not going to dose the pie. Tony, go ahead though. Go ahead.
Dude, that's a very good disclaimer. I like that. I appreciate that.
So people, I don't want people to get the wrong idea.
Paulie, our legal department really appreciates you doing that, Paulie. So
I'll let them know.
I'll let them know.
Let the lawyers.
I also got to thank our marketing department for setting up the green room for Jimmy tonight. So that
I'd like to thank our team of attorneys as well. We've got an entire fleet of attorneys at San Francisco's finest, working round the clock on protecting the show and the content. A whole team of attorneys, Tony. But again, thank you, Longbridge. We love you guys, and I encourage everyone to get on down there. Yeah.
And one other thing about Longbridge, if you just happen to be like they're on the road tomorrow, they're doing a pop-up at Bear Bottle in Bernal Heights tomorrow night from 4 to 8. And
nice.
Basically they're serving pizza there until they run out. So Bear Bottle and by the way, if you haven't been to Barrel Bottle, their setup there is so sweet, and so those of you with kids, it's so family friendly. It's like an arcade and they have ping pong, and they have all kinds of games, and they have the great beer, and then they have Longbridge Pizza. So it's a sweet scene if you want to go to Barrel Bottle tomorrow to check out Neil and Longbridge Pizza doing a pop up at Barrel Bottle in Bernal Heights. Go
check them out, longbridgepizza.com. Tony, sound the outro music. I want to make one final comment on the way out the door before you dismiss the class. I gotta say,
I'm gonna dismiss the class and then do the outro music. So you say what you gotta say, then I'm going Diamond Dave into outro bed.
Yeah, no, you guys are all over this, dude. Look at this. Everyone's talking about me dosing the coffee now, dosing the Kool-Aid. I'm not going to dose anything. I promise. I'm really not. Unless you want me to. I'm kidding. Tony, I got to say, this made me feel really good. And I just want to shout out my guy, Ryan Kaufman, because he wrote something up there that really connected with me.
Ryan rules hard.
Ryan said, never miss a Wednesday night flight. And I'll tell you why I love that. Thank you for that. And I love awesome. That because there was a saying with the Grateful Dead, Tony, when they would do like a 3-night run, a lot of times it'd be like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's the ideal. Yep. And you can catch all 3 that way. And the word on the street was always forget night one. Night one can be fun, but generally it's the back end that's going to get all the really cool stuff. And they would say, there is a saying in the Grateful Dead community, never miss a Sunday show. Never missed a Sunday show, which I vouch for, dude. I saw some amazing shows on Sundays, but that's where kind of Ryan Coffin, he's got me thinking, never miss a Wednesday night flight. Ryan, me and you, bro. I like that. Thank you.
So, and never on that note, the last question for you, Paulie, before we dismiss the class.
Yeah.
Samson and Delilah, they would play on Sundays, correct?
I saw a couple on a Monday here and there.
That's what I was going to ask.
But only if there was no Sunday show.
Okay. Okay, that was going to be my question. Yeah.
But generally speaking, 95% of your Samson and Delilahs are going to be on Sunday only. And then Bobby would always say this, it being Sunday, y'all, we're gonna start with our most spiritual number. And by the way, Samson and Delilah rules. Yeah.
Can we bring back some of the Bob Weir sound bites that we have from interviews we did with him? Like,
hell yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not Niner ball.
That's not Niner ball.
Yeah, Niner ball is in the air. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, I'll get those. I'll pull those up because those are
Bobby
great.
For life.
Bobby for life. And go watch the other one, documentary on Netflix. I just watched it. It's really good. And Quarter Gold is Money and Cobra Kai. Those are my 3 for the night. Just
Thank you. And by the way, check out that Bon Jovi documentary for the Queen of the Scene, Patty from Napa. Tony, go ahead and dismiss the class. Class dismissed. Damn it. Love it. Love hearing Eddie on the way out. Tony, give me the creepy outro. Yeah. I always feel like we're about to go on a drive-by or something when I hear this. Like, you know what I mean? Like the car is dim, the lights are tinted, got an arm hanging out the window. Can I tell you the truth? If I'm walking the streets and I hear this music, I'm running. I'm running away. This kind of music.
That's the greatness of DJ Robbie right there. Yeah. That's all him.
Good night, kiddies. We love all of y'all. Creative Tony, great work tonight. Thank you, Jimmy Dillon. Great talking to you tonight. And we'll see you Sweetwater on Friday. Please do stop by. I promise you're going to have a great time. And we'll hang out. And we will. I'm sorry, Tony. I got distracted. All my stuff. And
I've got you. I'm going to handle some business before you say goodnight.
Go. Yeah.
At Paulie Max Particles on YouTube. We had a great conversation with Murph on Monday. Great conversation with Tom Tolbert yesterday. All of our old shows are there. A bunch of shorts that we made are there. Also, if you want just the audio versions while you're driving, you can or in bed or whatever. A lot of times I like to listen to podcasts while I'm in bed. So you can go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or iHeart, and it's at Paulie Max Particles. And while you're there, give us a like, give us a 5-star review, as our buddy Jeremiah Crow would say, and just feel free to subscribe to the show on YouTube. And we just appreciate all of you. Those those on the comment line, of course, we appreciate you, and those that I see the number of the hundreds of people that are viewing. Thank you, all of you, for tuning in and for the supers. We appreciate the donations and the contributions, and you guys just rock. And
on the way out, Tony, if I could quote Phil Lesh and Boxer Rain, believe it if you need it. If you don't, just pass it on. Thank you, Creative Tony. Love you. Love the commenters. Have a good night's sleep. Bragg's way past your bedtime, kid. Get to bed. Put those jammies on and have a glass of warm milk. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're doing Creative Tony tomorrow, Thursday. We'll see everybody at 11 a.m. Friday, shaping up to be a big show with Kate Scott and USF head coach Gerlifson. It's going to be a lot of fun on Friday. But before that, we'll see you tomorrow 11 a.m. Polymac Particles. Onward into the night we go, kids. Everybody be cool. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.